Hey everyone, I'm the Anime Watcher, and today I have watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Part 1 and found 38 amazing detail that you might have missed. Let's begin with the first detail. The series pick up at the moment when we witness Suguru Geto strolling on the streets of Tokyo and absorbing a cursed spirit into a sphere. But if you notice, he only absorbing the body of the monster and left its hand stuck on the wall, right here. Moving on to the second detail. As Gojo and his friend watch a video of a family living in a mansion before embarking on their mission, notice how the animator altered the Windows logo on the computer screen. Also, the screen has a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is the old computer screen size. This shows how much the animator paid attention to the realism of the anime. Detail number 3. In the scene where Mei Mei and Utahime are in the car, we can easily notice that this takes place around the year 2000, when flip phones were still popular. Detail number 4. When Mei Mei and Utahime enter the haunted mansion, pay attention to the windows. They're not merely broken, but they look like they have been blown out. This implies that there was probably a lot of fighting using cursed energy and explosion in this mansion before. Detail number 5. When Utahime walks into the house, we can see a big circular window that resembles the one in the opening scene where Gojo is sitting in front of it. Detail number 6. In this scene, Utahime opens a door and sees a chair on a table and a rope hanging from the ceiling. This implies someone might have ended their own life to escape the endless loop that the cursed spirit put in this house. Detail number 7. When Utahime opens another door, we spot 5 student bags on a sofa. These do not belong to the house owner because the sofa looks too tidy. It seems that 5 students climbed up this hill to play or explore this house, but they ended up trapped in the endless loop of the cursed spirit and got devoured. Detail number 8. When Utahime opens the next door, we see a large splatter of blood on the wall. This indicates that someone was viciously killed here and thrown against the wall. Detail number 9. When she opens the understairs storage, we can clearly see someone marking the days on the wall. This implies that the cursed spirit might have trapped people in this tiny storage for many days until they perished. Detail number 10. When she opens this door, you can see that the hallway is straight up to this door. But when she gets scared of the rat and runs out, the hallway suddenly changes its shape and length to this room. This is the moment when she enters the endless loop. Detail number 11. Notice the red light in the hallway. This might be an illusion created by the curse, because no sane person would put red light in their hallway. Detail number 12. Notice that when Mei Mei and Utahime are discussing how to break the endless loop of the curse, the window shows that it is raining outside. But when the house collapses, we can see that the sky is very sunny and not a drop of rain is falling. This means that the rain that we see is also an illusion from the curse. Detail number 13. Notice that the concrete wall that falls on Utahime's back is the same window wall that she saw when she first entered the house. This means that she never left that hall at all. She stayed there the whole time, and everything she saw was just an illusion. Detail number 14. In this scene, we see Utahime running to hug Shoko when she was young. But don't you think she looks a bit like Nobara? Could she be the long-lost sister of Nobara? Detail number 15. In this scene, when Gojo is playing basketball, if you watch closely, you can see that he sneaks a peek under Shoko's skirt on purpose. Well, at least I know the animator did this on purpose, but the scene went by so fast that nobody noticed it. Detail number 16. When Gojo and Geto are walking down the street, we see Gojo drinking a knockoff Coca-Cola called Cola. The animator probably did this to avoid any trademark issues without changing the color or shape of the can. Detail number 17. When Gojo crushes the can, we can see that he doesn't use his strength, but he uses his cursed technique of infinity to crush it. Detail number 18. Notice that when the Q team uses the flying knives to attack Gojo, they don't control the knives at all. The knives stop because of Gojo's infinity shield. If you watch in slow motion, you will see the knives bend by Gojo's cursed energy. This shows the incredible defense of Gojo without using any words or sounds. Detail number 19. The episode 2 picks up right where it left off from episode 1, where Geto rescues Riko Amanai from a curse attack. The first detail that I noticed is when they show the building that they are in, we see that the apartment that exploded is on the top floor. But if you recall the previous episode, it's not the top floor that exploded. That might be a minor mistake or a continuity error by the animators. Detail number 20. In this scene, when Geto asks Gojo if he changed his wallpaper, Gojo says he changed it to Waka Inoue. Waka Inoue is not a character in the anime at all. She is a Japanese actress and model who was very popular in the 2000s. Detail number 21. When Riko Amanai touches the curse monster's face, the monster blushes. This also reveals to us that Riko can see curse spirits like other Jujutsu sorcerers, even though she's not a sorcerer herself. Detail number 22. This scene reveals the hefty price that Toji demands for assassinating Star Plasma Riko Amanai. They offer him $250,000, but he is not satisfied with that amount. That explains why he has been stalling and hesitating to carry out the hit. Detail number 23. This scene shows Geto's urgency as he races to the school, sensing that Team Q is plotting to kill Riko Amanai there. But look closely at the curse monster he unleashes on the assassins. It's the same one from episode 1, the one that haunted the house with its tile manipulation ability. Instead of destroying it like most sorcerers would, Geto absorbed it and turned it into his own weapon. He uses its power to make Team Q hallucinate his dog and think they are having a near-death experience. But it's all an illusion caused by the curse monster. Detail number 24. This scene exposes the cunning strategy of the clone curse user, who ambushes Gojo and Riko Amanai with his army of duplicates. But if you look closely, you can spot his real body hiding in the building behind them. He is controlling his clones from a safe distance, avoiding a direct clash with Gojo. This also explains why the haunted house from the previous episode collapsed. It was Gojo's doing, using his infinity technique to save his friend, but also troll them a little bit. Detail number 25. We might think that Gojo is grabbing Riko Amanai's shirt to lift her up, but that's not true. If we look closely, we can see that he is not really grabbing her shirt. He is just touching her back. Her shirt should not stay perfect like that if he was pulling it. So that means he is using his infinity technique to lift her up all along. This is another example of how powerful and versatile his technique is. He can use it to fly, to shield himself, and to manipulate objects without touching them. Detail number 26. This scene might make you think that Gojo is breaking the glass building to find the cloner, but he is actually teleporting into it. Remember in Season 1 when we saw Gojo keep Yuji Itadori in a room with no door? That proved that he can teleport, but his curse energy was so powerful that it shattered the glass behind him. Detail number 27. When Gojo rescues Misato Kuroi from the kidnapper and takes her to the beach, notice the bottles of water that they drink. Geto and Misato Kuroi drink normal water, which reflects their mature personalities. But both Gojo and Riko Amanai drink orange juice, which shows that they are still childish at heart. Detail number 28. The opening of episode 3 shows Amanai's dream of being in the ocean. This is because she is still traumatized by her parents' death in a car accident that plunged into the ocean when she was 4 years old. Detail number 29. Notice how Toji attacks them as soon as they enter the Jujutsu school. This means he has been waiting for them there for a long time. If Gojo had come a day earlier, like Geto suggested, they might have avoided Toji's ambush. Detail number 30. Gojo's power usually has 3 colors: red, blue, and purple. But in this scene, when Toji breaks through Gojo's infinity shield, we see the opposite colors of the original color to orange, yellow, green, and also black. This is because he is using a special grade cursed tool that can nullify any cursed technique it touches, canceling out the effect. Detail number 31. The bullet that Toji fires at Riko Amanai is so powerful that it pierces through her head and splits her bow in half. Also, this gun is a normal gun without use curse energy, and that's why Geto didn't feel the bullet coming and save her on time. Detail number 32. In the fight between Geto and Toji, we see Geto launch a blue curse arrow at him. But if you pay attention, you will notice that the blue arrow is actually the squid that he used to break the glass window and save Riko Amanai in episode 1. Detail number 33. Toji had the upper hand over Geto and inflicted serious injuries on him, but he spared his life. Why? Because Toji realized that killing Geto would release all the curses that Geto had absorbed, and that would be a catastrophe. Toji had no idea how many curses Geto had, but he knew they were formidable and perilous. He did not want to gamble with unleashing them and creating more havoc and mayhem. Besides, he was a professional assassin, not a supervillain who caused trouble for no reason. He was only doing his job. Detail number 34. Observe how Gojo returns to fight Toji for the second round and uses his power to obliterate half of Toji's body. His hand is not destroyed, it's just lying there if you look closely. Detail number 35. Notice that the Jujutsu school does not only teach them curse techniques, but also basic physics and science. This is because in Jujutsu Kaisen's storyline, the curse power is not magic, but a natural and physical law in their world. Detail number 36. This scene reveals the origin of Geto's hatred for humans, whom he calls monkeys. He was humiliated by Toji, who beat him and mocked him for being weak and losing to a monkey like him. He was also overwhelmed by the many missions he had to do, which made him think that the only way to stop the curses was to eliminate all non-sorcerers. Can we blame him? Sometimes a villain is born from the only person who is willing to do something drastic to solve the problem instead of avoiding it. Detail number 37. When Gojo confronts Geto on the street, I spot a knockoff brand of KFC. They changed it to KIC. Detail number 38. The final scene of episode 5 is also the opening scene of the series, where we see Gojo sitting in front of the big circular window and falling asleep. This means that all the backstory from episode 1 to episode 5 is Gojo's dream of his past. That's all for today's video, and only a small percent of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So make sure to subscribe to get more content like this. See you in the next one.